Starting position 1A. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 3-3. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 1A. Starting position 2A. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 4-3. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 2A. Starting position 3A. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 1-3. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 3A. Starting position 4A. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 2-3. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 4A. Starting position 1B. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 3-4. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 1B. Starting position 2B. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 4-4. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 2B. Starting position 3B. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 1-4. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 3B. Starting position 4B. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 2-4. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 4B. Starting position 1C. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 3-1. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 1C. Starting position 2C. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 4-1. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 2C. Starting position 3C. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 1-1. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 3C. Starting position 4C. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 2-1. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 4C. Starting position 1D. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 3-2. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 1D. Starting position 2D. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 4-2. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 2D. Starting position 3D. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 1-2. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 3D. Starting position 4D. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 2-2. Transquarter-Change, Transquarter 4D. Starting position A1. Change transquarter, transquarter 3-3. Change transquarter, transquarter A1. Starting position A2. Change transquarter, transquarter 3-4. Change transquarter, transquarter A2. Starting position A3. Change transporter, transporter 3-1. Change transporter, transporter A3. Starting position A4. Change transporter, transporter 3-2. Change transporter, transporter A4. Starting position B1. Change transporter, transporter 4-3. Change transporter, transporter B1. Starting position B2. Change transporter, transporter 4-4. Change transporter, transporter B2. Starting position B3. Change transporter, transporter 4-1. Change transporter, transporter B3. Starting position B4. Change transporter, transporter 4-2. Change transporter, transporter B4. Starting position C1. Change transporter, transporter 1-3. Change transporter, transporter C1. Starting position C2. Change transporter, transporter 1-4. Change transporter, transporter C2. Starting position C3. Change transporter, transporter 1-1. Change transporter, transporter C3. Starting position C4. Change transporter, transporter 1-2. Change transporter, transporter C4. Starting position D1. Change transporter, transporter 2-3. Change transporter, transporter D1. Starting position D2. Change transporter, transporter 2-4. Change transporter, transporter D2. Starting position D3. Change transporter, transporter 2-1. Change transporter, transporter D3. Starting position D4. Change transporter, transporter 2-2. Change transporter, transporter D4. Starting position A1. Transporter, change transporter CC. Transporter, change transporter A1. Starting position B1. Transporter, change transporter DC. Transporter, change transporter B1. Starting position C1. Transporter, change transporter AC. Transporter, change transporter C1. Starting position D1. Transporter, change transporter BC. Transporter, change transporter D1. Starting position A2. Transporter, change transporter CD. transporter, change transporter, A2, starting position B2, transporter, change transporter, DD, transporter, change transporter, B2, starting position C2, transporter, change transporter, AD, transporter, change transporter, C2, starting position D2, transporter, change transporter, BD, transporter, change transporter, D2, starting position A3, transporter, change transporter, CA, transporter, change transporter, A3, starting position B3, transporter, change transporter, DA, transporter, change transporter, B3, starting position C3, transporter, change transporter, AA, transporter, change transporter, C3, starting position D3, transporter, change transporter, BA, transporter, change transporter, D3, starting position A4, transporter, change transporter, CB, transporter, change transporter, A4, starting position B4, transporter, change transporter, DB, transporter, change transporter, B4, starting position C4, transporter, change transporter, AB, transporter, change transporter, C4, starting position D4, transporter, change transporter, BB, transporter, change transporter, D4. Starting position 1A. Change transporter, transporter, CC, change transporter, transporter, 1A, starting position 1B, change transporter, transporter, CD, change transporter, transporter, 1B, starting position 1C, change transporter, transporter, CA, change transporter, transporter, 1C, starting position 1D, change transporter, transporter, CB, change transporter, transporter, 1D, starting position 2A, change transporter, transporter, DC, change transporter, transporter, 2A, starting position 2B, change transporter, transporter, DD, change transporter, transporter, 2B, starting position 2C, change transporter, transporter, DA, change transporter, transporter, 2C, starting position 2D, change transporter, transporter, DB, change transporter, transporter, 2D, starting position 3A, change transporter, transporter, AC, change transporter, transporter, 3A, starting position AB, change transporter, transporter, AD, change transporter, transporter, 3B, starting position 3C, change transporter, transporter, AA, change transporter, transporter, 3C, starting position 3D, change transporter, transporter, AB, change transporter, transporter, 3D, starting position 4A, change transporter, transporter, BC, change transporter, transporter, 4A, starting position 4B, change transporter, transporter, BD, change transporter, transporter, 4B, starting position 4C, change transporter, transporter, BA, change transporter, transporter, 4C, starting position 4D, change transporter, transporter, BB, change transporter, transporter, 4D.